The persistence enhanced Xbox Series S and X, ray tracing, resolution bump. Stay with me. I'm going to check out the persistence enhanced today on the Xbox Series S. This was a VR game that I did play on the PlayStation 4. It was interesting. They translated it over to the Xbox One, and now on the Xbox Series S, it is enhanced with ray tracing and some user experience options that you can choose from. There is no frame rate enhancement here, and you can tell instantly that this game isn't 60 frames per second. There are some instances where I noticed slowdown, believe it or not, and I think that because this is an older title and ray tracing is being pushed out heavily, the game is suffering a bit in the frame rate department because of it. Now, you start off on this spaceship, and you're docked next to a black hole, and an AI is reviving you and sort of cloning you over and over and over again. And every time that you die, you respawn as a new clone, and it's kind of like Returnal in the sense that you're going to have to die over and over again to learn how to get from one area to the next, to learn how enemies react to you, to learn how to manipulate certain environmental features to progress in the game. Graphically, it's a good-looking game enhanced. The lighting in particular is used very well. I'm noticing a lot of shine, a lot of reflective surfaces. So ray tracing is heavily featured in this game, although I don't think it's as great as, say, Watch Dogs Legions, but it is utilized here. And it's interesting that they went for sort of a resolution and a ray tracing, but not frame rate, which is kind of odd here. But so we're going to explore a bit and see if we can figure out some of this gameplay. So basically, you're just walking through hallways, and you have access, and you can warp like that from one area to the next. It's sort of like in VR, that's how you move. You don't have access to a left and a right stick per se, as you would in a game like just a regular game, even in this enhanced version. So certain features of VR games carry over here, which isn't too bad. A lot of great lighting here. So it's very atmospheric. If you like these sort of adventure, first-person adventure games where, you know, you're in an environment and you have to solve puzzles to get from one point to the next, and there's some combat as well. What happens is you're not the only clone on this ship. The other AI is cloning, but they're sort of bad versions of clones, and you have to siphon out DNA from them, or you can craft a whole bunch of different objects to use against them. So when you die, you come back to that spot, and then you can warp back to areas that you've been in before. We're going to die here, and I'll show you how we respawn back at the beginning of the game where we were first cloned, and we step out of that sort of cloning cabinet. There's a bunch of ways that we can upgrade our character. We can upgrade our weapons. So there's a lot of customization in that. So here we step out, we'll come over to here, and we can upgrade our character's health and a bunch of other areas. And throughout the game, you're going to collect different things, and you have to actually look for these throughout each level, and they'll help you upgrade certain characteristics of your character. So there we go. So again, it's trial and error and respawning and finding your way back to where you initially died, and then trying to progress and learn what you did incorrectly the first time. So if you like games like that, if you like that sort of Dark Souls-esque gameplay, it's not, now of course it's not as difficult as Dark Souls, but it's that kind of gameplay that I think you'd have to like if you're going to play this game. I will say that it is very atmospheric, and I am enjoying it. I like this premise of the story, and the environment is very appealing to me as someone who likes science fiction. Graphically, it looks really good, I think, enhanced. But again, there's some issues with the frame rate because of that ray tracing being pushed out. And I do believe that graphically, resolution-wise, it is a bit higher as well, enhanced. So you're getting resolution and ray tracing and some user experience upgrades. So there's a easy mode, believe it or not. If I know a lot of people like to scream about games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne having an easy mode. They shouldn't have one. It'll cheapen the experience. But in this game, if you go into assist mode, the developer actually gives you a little bit to read that says that, hey, the base experience, the vision that they had for the game doesn't involve using their assist mode. However, they understand that some people would want to experience the game and may find it too difficult. So they tell you right there that the way to play the game is the way that they have it set from the outset. However, they give you the choice to approach it in a bit of an easier way. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think you could have stuff like that in Souls games. A message from the developer saying, you know, this is the way the game's meant to be played. However, you can choose to lower it. So not a big deal there. All in all, I think that this is an okay game. I think the enhancements, pushing out resolution and ray tracing at the expense of the frame rate at times, is a bit puzzling to me. It's not bad. There are instances where I notice slowdown, but it isn't throughout the entirety of the game. If you haven't played this game, the enhanced version is out now on the Xbox Series consoles, and I believe the PlayStation 5 as well. Like, subscribe, share out, and I'll see you in the next video.